Good morning, friends. It is a muggy morning here in the Shenandoah Valley. My regular old ego is experiencing consciousness through seasonal allergies. So I apologize for my voice being a little scruffy. I think it was yesterday too, but that's okay. It's all part of the ride. It's early. The sun is not up here. It just now ticked over to 6 o'clock. Me and my dogs have been up for a while. Had a nice time in Alpha this morning in meditation a couple hours ago. So I decided to come and do a follow-up to yesterday, to the spiritual ego conversation that we had, and just tell a short story. Those of you who are familiar with Mooji, unique, wonderful fella from Jamaica, now lives in Spain most of the time, and about half the time in India doing retreats. But this story is the two birds. And the two birds is the story of what I call regular old ego and spiritual ego. Just like yesterday, neither one of them are good and neither one of them are bad. It just happens to be where we are in the evolution of consciousness. But there is a bird in a tree at the edge of a forest. And this bird has built a nest, keeps track of its nest, is constantly foraging for stuff to add to the nest. Has some little ones in the nest that just hatched. And she is constantly looking for food for the mouths of the little one. And she's doing her job as a bird. Constantly moving, constantly foraging, constantly providing. Striving. And it appears that this bird is just simply being a bird, doing what birds do. And the weather comes and the wind picks up and knocks part of her nest down, and she has to get busy and repair the nest, and that causes her some stress. But she deals with it somehow. Magically, she knows if she's a bird that needs to migrate, when to do that, how to get there. It's just all on autopilot. It's what she does. And that bird represents most people that we know. But just above this bird, in the top of the tree, is another bird. And this bird doesn't need a nest. And this bird feels that it's free from all of that commotion. This bird watches the first bird and is amused by the first bird. Sometimes even gets frustrated because it's trying to chill out in the top of the tree, and sometimes the first bird and its babies make such a ruckus that it disturbs the first bird, the second bird. And the second bird has to leave the tree for a brief period of time, and then when the first bird and its family settle down and get quiet, the second bird can come back and light in the top of the tree and be happy again, be calm, be enlightened. And that second bird is many of us, where we're at in the evolution of consciousness in our everyday life. Again, it's not good, it's not bad. But the important part of this story is not the first bird or the second bird. The important part of this story is that someone, something, some being, some observer is even observing that second bird. So again, you have the first bird building the nest, taking care of its little ones, frantic, moving all day. That is the high beta state that most people are in. The state of consciousness referred to by Jesus and the disciples is earth, the earth vibratory state of consciousness. Just being in that automated autonomic nervous system state. Not really observant of anything, just doing, just being and striving each day. And the second bird at the top of the tree that sees itself in a higher state, because it is, and the alpha in the water state, but it's in the physical water state, the John the Baptist water state, and it's in the spiritual water state, the Jesus water state. It spends a little time in both places, where in the physical water state, it sees itself as a little bit better than that frantic first bird, but in the spiritual water state, it understands that it doesn't desire to be the frantic bird anymore. And that's most of us, most of the time. But again, there's a being that's observing even the second bird, that's free of self, space, and time. Who is that? See, the Bible says that to be free of self, space, and time, to be free of the body, the identification with your body is to be one with the Lord, Maria in Aramaic, divine light, baptism of fire. Like I said yesterday, those of you who wish to experience this state, the one observing even the second bird, just ask me and I'll send you a 20-minute guided video. Yes, Jason, it is in Aramaic, Enana, the eye within the eye. And I'll close with this in the Sumerian text. We talked yesterday about Enki and Enlil, and one is the god of the earth and one is the god of the water, the divine being of the lower vibratory states of consciousness, and one is the higher vibratory states of consciousness, first bird, second bird. But here is the great part about the Sumerian text that many people miss. Their mother, the feminine, the one who gave birth to both of those states of consciousness. Her name was Inanna, the eye within the eye, the one observing both. I hope this finds you well. I love you. Peace out.